This is a video on the tale of two Valcom intercoms. The left one is a 10-station rotary tone intercom, which is a V110RT rotary tone. And the one on the right is a V119RT, which is rotary tone, 19-station intercom unit. Valcom did make a third flavor, which is a 36-station intercom unit. But unfortunately, they did not make any expansion units to make the intercom system bigger than 36-station. That's what I was told by Valcom. I emailed them on a hands-free talkback intercom module I saw on eBay. Looks exactly like this for 182 key system, and the label was well faded, and I just couldn't find any information or a manual on it, so I just emailed them and asked them, hey, would you by chance still have in your archives a manual for that unit? And they did, and they emailed me back, and I replied back thanking them for that, and I also emailed them back and asked them, well, did y'all ever do expansion units? Because I never seen one on eBay, didn't find no information on that either. And the guy got back to me and said no, he checked and they did not. As you could tell on the one on the right, it kind of seems like it's a little bit more higher quality because it's all metal versus all plastic. This one has either a date code of July of 1984, but then has this date on it, 1987. So I'm thinking the 784 is just maybe a revision date on it. That's what I'm kind of thinking. Because, you know, every so often they did come out with different issues and different revisions and things like that. Now, on here, I believe this one says 1994, which was awful late. Oops. And the 182 was long gone by 1994. So I don't know, maybe that it was a refurbishment. I don't know. I have a second one of these units with an older date. So I don't know, maybe that was a refurbishment. And that's what I'm kind of thinking. But basically, they do exactly the same thing, except 10 stations and 19 stations. And of course, this one requires an infinite connector versus just a quick connect. And this is what it looks like on the side view of it. So the one on the left, the 110 unit, is perfect for smaller 182 key systems such as the 551 KSUs. I have this particular unit is a 501 KSU, and that is, you know, the 10-digit is perfect. However, on mine I have a 20-digit station tone intercom because I do plan on using relays and things like that. And here is the up close of the 19 station connections and information on how to do a read signal conference right here on number 4. And I also apply the same applies to this as well. And this is how you connect it up here. And A battery is talk path, 24 volts, and B battery is unfiltered 24 volt for relay to make the unit. It's the actual power. You can connect a battery to both instead of using A and B. I've done that on my other 1A2 key system, my 551. Now, where it says RET is your buzzer return or ring return. So those will have to be all tied up, tied together, especially on the 36 station intercom unit. And 36 station one comes in the exact same box, except you have to make provisions for the signal ground. Usually you do that on the you would do it on the D terminal, a D roll, because the C and the D are not connected unless you do a bridge clip on the 66 block. But you have your tip and ring, lamp battery, then lamps, because you have to bring lamp battery into the unit for the lamps for the telephones. So you may wonder, what does the dial selective intercom unit actually do? It has 3 functions, basically. Number 1, it provides a talk path between the stations. Now, Valcom, and also as well as Melco, MELCO, I believe it started on their 2-link intercom units. These have dial tone, and I had that on my previous video on a couple weeks ago or a month ago. But that is a nice feature to have dial tone. Not like the traditional dial tone, but it's like a weird tone. That's how I can describe it. And they do provide ringback tone, which is not very, very loud. But basically, the 3 functions is to provide talk path, then to provide lamps indication on your telephones. Some intercom units will do like a 1 wink when you dial the station on all the telephones. That's what my Teltone unit does. And some units don't flash at all. They just go solid when you pick up the phone, and that's it. And the third most important function of the dial selective intercom unit is to switch whatever your whatever you want to use for singling. You can either use buzzers or ringers, or if you want to switch ground, and you can also hook up relays to control things. So it can really switch anything you put into it, except 110 or 120 voltage, obviously. But 18 volt, 10 volt. Those are usually the standard for buzzers. I think 110 or 90. 90 or 110 for ring voltage. And ground is 24 volt power. And that also applies to that. So, all in all, Valcom does make pretty decent products. I just wish that this particular one was metal. Let me get my second unit out, and let's open it up and see if there's any difference. I wanted to show you what's the little bit of difference between the Valcom and the Teltone intercom. The Teltone's intercom units are made out of plastic. This is also a 19-station intercom unit combination. And this one was made July Let's see here. No, May the 21st, 1984. Warranty expires 86. This one does have a bell system on it, a bell system sticker, but my other one does. So you can tell this is all metal. I mean, this is you drop this, it probably won't do any damage to the unit itself, but as you can see, so you can do side by side here. And you probably, I mean, as time goes on, this plastic will eventually start to dry out and crack real easy and become brittle. But as of yet, you know, here it is 2022, it hasn't. But let me get the two Valcom units out and we can see. Here are the two Valcom 10-station intercom units. And this one is older. This was manufactured in 1983. Let's see, put that over here. Well, let me put it up here. Take a look here. Nothing on the back. And this is the 1994 version. So I don't know if that 1994 is really correct. I mean, that's really late for 182 equipment. I mean, 182 equipment died off in the 80s. Officially, 1984, when AT&T bought on the classic Merlins. I just don't know. I don't see deck code anywhere else that can help me. If y'all do spot one. So you kind of see, you know, within if 10 years, you know, if that's true, 10-year difference in electronic components here. And just for comparison, put the thing back over here. Here's a Teltone 10-station intercom unit. So I think if, you know, if Teltone was going to do a 10-station, they should have done what Valcom did. The other intercom manufacturer that did this was Melco MC9 intercom unit. Was a quick connect intercom unit. And I do have one of those. If I can find a picture, because it's buried in my closet somewhere. But if I find it, I'll take a picture of it. So if you have any if you have any questions, you can please, or comments, please post them below.